What's up, YouTube? This is MathWiz97 and welcome to episode number 91 of my WWE 2K15 Universe Mode, the final edition of Tuesday night main event here in WWE 2K15, and we're looking to go out with a bang in this episode as we've got Viktor, one half of the tag team champions, taking on one half of the number one contenders. We've got John Cena picking up a singles victory earlier on. Christian and Titus O'Neil defeating their respective opponents at Money in the Bank in a tag team matchup, as Tyson Kidd set to take on Titus O'Neil for the Intercontinental title. Emma picks up a victory over Summer Rae, looking to build further momentum leading into the title triple threat at the pay-per-view. And what about this? A six-man tag team matchup featuring all six opponents in the Money in the Bank ladder match, as it is Team Raw versus Team SmackDown. Daniel Bryan, Curtis Axel, and Cesaro taking on the team of Cody Rhodes, Corey Graves, and Roman Reigns. Well, I gotta say, those are some unlikely alliances set to work together tonight, and it's gonna be interesting to see how that plays out, considering all six of those men will be opponents come this Sunday when they are all going to be competing for that Money in the Bank briefcase in the first ever Money in the Bank ladder match here in Universe Mode. And I gotta say, that is going to be an epic matchup set to take place at the pay-per-view, an epic match to main event the show. But first of all, we have this matchup, which a bit of preparation, perhaps what we could see at the pay-per-view, could set up some further implications later this week. But for now, it is Jey Uso, one half of the number one contenders for the tag team titles, taking on Viktor of the Ascension, one half of the tag team champions. As Viktor, right off the bat, starting out with the upper hand, these two men locking up. And also on Friday Night SmackDown, we're going to be seeing Connor, the other half of the Ascension, taking on Jimmy Uso. So that should be an awesome matchup we'll see next episode. But for now, we see one half of each respective team set to take place. The Usos, of course, coming off of their big number one contender victory against the New Day on the last episode of SmackDown. As the Usos, they're going to be getting a third shot at the Ascension, the second time for the tag team titles. Of course, the two teams met first in the tag team championship number one contenders tournament that took place back in the build-up to Over the Limits, which of course the Ascension won. And, well, we know what happened after that. They went on to defeat the Wyatt family, who had a record-breaking title reign, at least in terms of the tag team titles. And it's currently one of the longest championship reigns in Universe Mode. It's tied for the longest alongside Ryback's Intercontinental Championship reign at 192 days. It was no small feat for the Ascension, as Viktor, a back suplex right onto the apron. A vicious, sadistic move by Viktor, but Jey Uso now responds with a DDT out onto the floor. Of course, this matchup between these two, you want to try to inflict as much damage as possible leading into the pay-per-view. As you want to perhaps try to create some sort of a minor injury for your opponent. You want to do something that can weaken them prior to your confrontation when the titles are on the line. But then at the same time, for different reasons, you can kind of get a bit of a feel for what your opponent's going to be bringing to the table. And since these two have faced off in the past, of course, the tag team tournament being their first encounter, the second one was at Payback with the tag team titles up for grabs. Excuse me. Apologize for that. But Viktor now scoop slam right there, taking down Jey Uso. And it's got to be difficult for the Usos at this point, because confidence has got to be a little shot. You got to be a little doubtful about their abilities, because they've already faced the Ascension twice, and on both occasions they came up short. So I'm not sure how I feel about their chances going into Money in the Bank. However, you know what they say, the third time's the charm, and this could perhaps be the third, the last major chance for the Usos. This has almost become a similar situation to the Dolph Ziggler-Christian ordeal, where Christian, he had so many chances at the World Heavyweight Championship, he had so many opportunities to face and defeat Dolph Ziggler, and he came up short every single time. and now he's currently in a predicament where he cannot challenge for the world title as long as Dolph Ziggler is the champion. And I feel like the Usos are getting dangerously close to that territory. I mean, think about it. This is their third opportunity against the Ascension, their second chance at the tag team titles. You only get so many opportunities before you get passed on for somebody else. And when we have a tag team like the New Day who's stepping up and really starting to look impressive, I mean, it's not looking too good for the Usos right now. It could be their last chance at glory, at least for quite a while, as we see a cover here by Viktor, but a kick out by Jey Uso. He's not going to allow Viktor to get the win off a move like that, but it's Viktor now with a back suplex as he just planted Jey Uso in the center of the ring. And now Viktor, what could he be thinking here? He's got something in mind, and whatever it is, it's not going to be good for Jey Uso. But Jey with a counter, he's not going to allow a super kick right to the jaw of Viktor, and that could put him out. Into the cover, 2 count, but a kick out by Viktor. Viktor just barely able to survive the second super kick. And now Jey, counter though, counter by Viktor, and oh, what a running right hand. A clubbing blow there from Viktor. Oh, and now he's measuring him. Viktor, he's looking for something big. Jey Uso could be in trouble. Oh, a running STO by Viktor. Into the cover, hooks the leg, 2 count. And that is it, folks. Viktor is your winner here tonight. Viktor with that almost 1/2 of the fall of man. And it was the fall of Uso here tonight, as it was Viktor. You know, Jey Uso, he came up close. He was pretty close with those super kicks. But in the end, it was just Viktor. He had more left in the tank. And right there, that STO, that was what spelled disaster for Jey Uso. And Viktor, he builds some momentum for the Ascension leading into the pay-per-view. But we still have one more matchup that could perhaps be the deciding factor in terms of momentum, as Connor will be taking on Jimmy Uso next episode on Friday Night SmackDown. So be sure to stay tuned for that matchup. But for now, Viktor, he can celebrate his victory as we move on. Well, hey, look at that. Viktor, victory. Of course. Ah, bad pun. Ew. Anyways, you know, it's the last episode of Main Event. We gotta sneak a pun in there somewhere. Am I right, guys? Anyway, here's the opportunity to sneak in another bad pun. Yes, I am right. Okay, I'm done. I'm done, seriously. That's it. Don't leave the video. Stay. Guys, I'm done. I promise. I'm done. You don't want to miss this main event anyway. I'll stop with the puns. I wouldn't want you to miss out, guys. Okay, so as we can see now, we move on to the main event of main event, as this is the 6-man tag team matchup. And right now we have Daniel Bryan, Curtis Axel making his way down to the ring now. And this is going to help set the stage for Money in the Bank. For the first time, we'll be able to get all 6 of these men in the ring, and this matchup will serve as a bit of a feeler, a bit of a tester as to what these 6 men are going to be. What are they going to be capable of when you throw all of these combustible elements into the ring at the same time? And speaking of combustible elements, we've got a huge one right here, as the King of Swing, the United States Champion, Cesaro, is making his way down to ringside. And what we saw last episode, Cesaro and Daniel Bryan just about tore the house down on Monday Night Raw in the United States Open Challenge. Obviously, by judging by the gold still on his waist, Cesaro did come out the victor. And could that perhaps play a little bit of an influence into this matchup? I mean, that was just last night. Cesaro and Bryan could be feeling a little bit of fatigue, but also on a more mental sort of standpoint, emotionally wise, you know, perhaps a bit of a personal sort of, I don't know, like a competitive sort of spirit between Bryan and Cesaro. I mean, we saw Cesaro get the win last night. Could they perhaps be on, not quite the same page? They might still have a little bit of a personal rivalry following the events of last episode. As now, speaking of personal issues, we've got a man who's got a lot of personal issues with a lot of people, Corey Graves. And it's going to be interesting to see how Corey Graves manages to get along with the likes of Cody Rhodes and this man, Roman Reigns. I mean, Corey Graves, he's not exactly well-liked in the locker room or from the WWE Universe for that matter. He's made himself a lot of enemies, and I feel like Corey Graves, he's only going to continue making more enemies the longer his career goes. But we've got a man who, well, he's certainly made his fair share of enemies in his time here in Universe Mode. Roman Reigns. Of course, formerly of The Shield, he's got a lot of enemies. Daniel Bryan being one of them. Bryan certainly has his history with Roman Reigns, as Cody Rhodes, a back suplex there, taking down Bryan, as it looks like Daniel Bryan and Cody Rhodes are going to start this thing off. Cody Rhodes bouncing off the ropes. Oh, and drops the knee right across the skull of Daniel Bryan. And we've all, you know, Daniel Bryan's not the only one who's got history with Roman Reigns. Cesaro and Roman Reigns, they've had matches with each other in the past, and especially more recently, the last episode of Main Event where we saw Cesaro and Roman Reigns, well, they tore the house down here on Main Event. I mean, just back and forth, a very brutal contest between the two men, of which Cesaro was also the victor. Cesaro, this is, you know, it's reasons like this that I would have to say Cesaro could be the odds-on favorite to win the Money in the Bank ladder match. I mean, just look at the men in the ring right now. Cesaro, he's beaten Daniel Bryan, he's beaten Curtis Axel, he's beaten Roman Reigns. I mean, Cesaro, he's beaten just about everybody who's going to be in the Money in the Bank matchup. Oh, huge knee right there by Corey Graves. And Cesaro, he's one of only two men in this matchup who have been a champion here in Universe Mode. The other, of course, being Roman Reigns, who is also a former United States champion. Bryan bouncing off the ropes. Nice counter here from Bryan into a neck breaker, taking down Cody Rhodes. And otherwise, you know, we do have some veterans set to compete in the Money in the Bank matchup, but Corey Graves, he's still a relatively unknown competitor here in the series. Definitely the superstar who's been on the roster the shortest. He's had the least amount of time here. And then, you know, when we look at all the other guys, Daniel Bryan, he's the veteran going into that matchup. He's been on Universe Mode on the roster the longest. Since the very beginning, we've had Daniel Bryan around for quite a long time, originally of the SmackDown roster. But Daniel Bryan, since he made his move over to Monday Night Raw, Bryan, he has shined and thrived. He has only found success, and although he's had difficulty, he has managed to overcome those obstacles. And there's a lot on the line for Daniel Bryan, as this could be his perhaps only opportunity to get that match with CM Punk that Daniel Bryan, he's been begging for. He has been working his ass off to get this matchup with CM Punk. And after a year-long journey, Daniel Bryan could finally reach his destination. But we're talking about superstars who've had long journeys to get to the top. And another superstar who's had a long journey there is Roman Reigns. Of course, he has been at the top before, but it's not quite the same sort of view, not the same sort of mountain that being a single star, being a WWE or a World Heavyweight Champion is. Reigns, of course, formerly of The Shield, and we saw their dominance on display in front of the entire world. Cody Rhodes as well, he's had a long journey in his career as he was attempting to become the Intercontinental Champion. We know that Cody Rhodes dreams of one day becoming the World Heavyweight Champion, and he failed to capture the Intercontinental title, and he was on a bit of a downward spiral, but he has turned his momentum around in recent weeks, in recent months, and I feel as though Cody Rhodes, this Money in the Bank matchup, could be the perfect opportunity. Oh, wait a minute. Roman Reigns, he got into a bit of an altercation there with Cody Rhodes by mistake. Bit of a miscommunication between the two. As Curtis Axel now, well, he's certainly going to capitalize on that mistake by Roman Reigns. And now Curtis Axel, he makes a tag, and in comes Daniel Bryan. And now Daniel Bryan, look at this. He's got Roman Reigns. Back suplex there from Bryan, taking Roman Reigns down. And oh, look at this. Speaking of Cesaro, as I botched earlier, now Cesaro's in the matchup. Oh, and we see a stare down between Reigns and Cesaro. After their matchup last week, these two men are ready to go at it, but it's Cesaro who strikes first, and a beautiful European uppercut from Cesaro. Oh, but now Reigns, he spins him around, attempted to hit him in the back, but a counter by Cesaro. And now Cesaro just slugging away. European uppercut again. As Cesaro just bringing the fight to Roman Reigns. As Reigns is staggered. Here's Cesaro. Oh, that suplex right across the ropes there. Hanging Roman Reigns out to dry. And a double foot stomp. Again to the gut of Roman Reigns. And the crowd, they are loving this. They are absolutely adoring Cesaro's performance over the past several months. But Reigns with a counter and a punch to the gut. And here's Reigns. Got Cesaro up on his shoulders. Oh, plants him down. And now driving the knee into the back of the Swiss Superman. Roman Reigns, he can't let Cesaro get going, because once you let Cesaro start, he's like a freight train. Nothing can stop him. And if you try to get in his path, he's just going to run you over. But Roman Reigns for the moment. Oh, a counter by Cesaro. Cesaro's back. And look at this. Pulls Reigns back into a Samoan drop. As Cesaro drops the Samoan with that move. And he picks him up now. Cesaro's got Reigns center of the ring. Cesaro just coming out like a ball of fire at the moment. And he makes the tag. In comes Curtis Axel. And Axel up to the second rope. Look at this. Oh, what a shot to the arm of Roman Reigns. Perhaps attempting to neutralize that Superman punch. And perhaps even the spear for that matter. As Roman Reigns with a counter. Oh, what a clothesline by Reigns. As, you know, Cesaro and Curtis Axel, they don't have the greatest of history either. And the same goes for Curtis Axel and Daniel Bryan. I mean, Axel, he was once aligned with Paul Heyman. There was definitely some bad blood between Daniel Bryan and Curtis Axel. They faced off at Survivor Series once before. So there's a bit of personal history between them. As Reigns now, as we focus back on the matchup, Reigns tags in Cody Rhodes. And there's a kick to the gut of Curtis Axel. As Corey Graves, he's the only man yet to get involved in this matchup. And you can see right now, he's just kind of... Oh, what a clothesline by Axel. As he caught Reigns off guard. Reigns, he wasn't paying enough attention, and Axel, he caught him napping. And now a clothesline of Cody Rhodes. As Curtis Axel, he is just taking it to both Rhodes and Roman Reigns right now. And now Rhodes backed into a corner. Axel makes the tag, and in comes Cesaro, the United States champion, back in this thing. Oh, a spear and a clothesline combination there. And despite their personal history, and despite what's going to be on the line this Sunday, so far these six men have managed to seemingly get along. And there's a suplex by Cesaro. Axel, Cesaro, and Bryan, they're managing to work together as a well-defined unit. But although, Cody Rhodes and Reigns, they've kind of been sticking to themselves. You see Corey Graves, he wants in this matchup, he wants a tag. But so far, he just hasn't gotten one. As Cesaro bounces out of the corner. Counter by Cesaro with a beautiful knee to the gut. Oh, and a European uppercut there. Just staggered Rhodes. And now he takes him down with a nice back suplex. As Cesaro right now, he's got Cody Rhodes in a bad way. Cesaro, the Swiss Superman, he's turning it into another gear. And the crowd, they're on their feet. They know what's coming next. Cesaro tosses him away, off the ropes, springboard, European uppercut, and the Swiss Superman could be about to put Cody Rhodes to bed as he cracks the neck. That is vintage Cesaro, and we know what he's going for next. As he's measuring Cody Rhodes, he's looking to set him up for the neutralizer. Can he get it? He's got him. No, counter by Cody Rhodes. Rhodes with a nice counter, and now it's Cesaro who's out on his feet. But a counter by Cesaro into a side Russian leg sweep. As Cesaro now, he makes the tag, and in comes the yes man, Daniel Bryan, as he's got him for a DDT. No, a counter by Rhodes, and a beautiful knee to the gut. What a counter, and now a counter by Bryan. Back and forth, a huge running elbow from Bryan, and he drops Cody Rhodes. Daniel Bryan now, the crowd, they're loving this. They don't know who to cheer for. The crowd, they love Cody Rhodes. There's a lot of fan favorites in this matchup. As Daniel Bryan now, the crowd chanting along with him as Daniel Bryan with the kicks to the face, or the chest I should say, of Cody Rhodes. And now Bryan, what is this? Rhodes tossed into the corner, looking for a drop kick, and he connects. Cody Rhodes, he is in a bad way right now, as Daniel Bryan could be moments away from finishing this thing off. But Rhodes now with a counter. Bryan bounces out of the corner, and now bounces out of that corner, and Cody Rhodes tosses Bryan into the third corner, and a back body drop from Rhodes. as Rhodes really beginning the assault on the lower back of Daniel Bryan. And you see now Reigns and Graves both want to tag into this thing, but who's Rhodes going to choose? And he tags in Roman Reigns as the powerhouse is back in this thing. Off the second rope. Oh, now going to work on the arm of Daniel Bryan. And here's Reigns, belly to belly, slamming Bryan down into the mat. Not even really a suplex, just pure impact from Reigns. Oh, and Reigns, he's feeling it. He's feeling the energy of the universe. And he's waiting. He's waiting. He's in prime position. Look at this. Superman punch. And Daniel Bryan, he just got his jaw jacked by Roman Reigns. And Reigns to the corner now. Oh, and he's looking to set him up. Roman Reigns, he's thinking spear. He's got it in mind. And he hits it right there. Daniel Bryan, he just got split in half with that spear. A huge move from Roman Reigns. And the crowd there. Oh, wait a minute. Corey Graves, he's had enough. And now he's attacking his own partner. Well, I was afraid of something like this breaking down. Reigns tossed to the outside now by Graves. And this was what I was worried about, folks. You know, so much on the line this Sunday at Money in the Bank. Could these people possibly coexist? And, well, it seems like that's not the case. Corey Graves, he's had enough. He's tired of getting the cold shoulder from Reigns and Cody Rhodes. And now he's assaulting Roman Reigns. But Reigns with a counter. Superman punch! Superman punch by Roman Reigns. And now look at this. In the ring, Cody Rhodes, he's got Daniel Bryan here. Bryan off the ropes. Here's Rhodes. Oh, a disaster kick right to the face of Daniel Bryan. As Reigns and Graves, they're continuing to fight it out here at ringside. Just barely over out of my sight. As Cody Rhodes now, look at this. Spins Bryan around. Got him for the knee. Crossroads. Crossroads connects. And Cody Rhodes takes out Daniel Bryan. Meanwhile, on the outside, Reigns now has Graves backed up against the barricade. Oh my God! Roman Reigns with a spear through the barricade. He just took out Corey Graves. Is this even a match anymore? What is the referee? Nope, the referee, he's called this one off. This is breaking down. Cesaro now. He caught Rhodes, and now a European uppercut to the back of the head. And Cody Rhodes, oh, wait a minute. This is not a place where Rhodes wants to be. And Cesaro, he's got him around and around and around and around. And Cody Rhodes getting absolutely swung into oblivion with that huge, giant swing. And Cesaro now clears the ring. Cody Rhodes dumped over the top rope to the outside. And oh my goodness, this matchup is absolutely broken down. This is chaos, folks. As wait a minute, Curtis Axel's up on the top rope. Look out behind you, Cesaro. Wait, oh, Cesaro with a counter. Cesaro reverses it and catches Curtis Axel with that European uppercut. Oh no, not again. The King, he's gonna continue to swing. And now it's Curtis Axel, his own partner, going for the ride. And so now it's time for Curtis Axel to get taken around and around and around. Cesaro, this man cannot be stopped. Rhodes, Axel, they go for the ride. They get swung around. Oh, and Roman Reigns, he's back. Now Roman Reigns, he's had enough. Oh, a clothesline to the back of the head of Cesaro. As Roman Reigns now, oh, he's looking to finish off Cesaro now. Looking to spear him out into, oh, wait a minute. Another European uppercut by Cesaro. He just absolutely catapulted Roman Reigns into the air. Oh my God. You gotta be kidding me. Again, Cesaro. He's looking for the Cesaro swing. And now Reigns. He's going for the ride. Cesaro, he's just swinging Reigns into oblivion right now. Can this man, is he gonna go all night? Is this gonna, Cesaro, wait, nobody can stop him. Oh, wait a minute, how's Daniel Bryan? But Bryan gets met with a European uppercut for his troubles. And even the referee caught a bit of a glancing blow from that one. I mean, he tried to get in there and break this up, but it's not gonna work. He might as well just stay out of the way now. Oh, and again, Cesaro, this time it's Daniel Bryan. He's gonna go for the swing. And this is a ride that just will not end. Cesaro, he just can't, this man can't be stopped. He's just a never-ending, oh my God, Cesaro, I called him a freight train earlier. He just cannot be stopped. And he showed that here tonight. This man is the favorite heading into Money in the Bank. He just laid to waste every single one of his opponents. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching this episode. Make sure to stay tuned for more. And as always, keep on YouTubing.